So I queued up the video last night without any idea prior really about Tyrese Haliburton, what his game was like, and let me tell you, I came away tremendously impressed. I am a big fan of big guards to start off with, particularly ones with tremendously high basketball IQs, and I see a lot of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Tyrese Haliburton. So give Tyrese a call if you want what's pretty close to a sure thing. He might not have the upside that Anthony Edwards does, but I think he's a better, more NBA-ready player right now, and that is why I'm actually giving him the same grade that I did Anthony Edwards. You can unlock all of my grades as soon as they drop on patreon.com/ScoutWithBryan, but I do think Tyrese projects to be a very solid starting NBA point guard, at least a tremendous six-man off the bench, but he is a high-level playmaker, high-level feel guy, and certainly can be a starting point guard in the right organization. Let's dive into the film. First of all, like I mentioned, feel, without a question, his best asset is his basketball intelligence, and that is hugely important in the NBA. So many guys are so athletic, so talented. What really separates them is how they see and read the game. So pay attention, because this is a set Iowa State runs very often for him. A little UCLA cut to get him to the post. Also notable, having a 6'6"-ish, 6'7" long point guard that you can run post-up plays for. That's pretty helpful. They love to run this into a tight, low pick and roll. And look how his patience, manipulate, shot fake, find what's open, find the big underneath. Next time, they run it again. This time, he's going to reject it, attack the baseline, get up in the air, find the corner pass with a beautiful pass right in your shot pocket. You got to catch that. Next time down the floor, they run it again, and this time he's going to come off it, string it out a little bit, then attack the baseline once again, get up in the air, and find the cutter. Look at how he just creates this. This pass wasn't there initially when he jumped, but he sees it before it happens. He sees the way the weak side's zoning up, that this cutter is going to be wide open in the middle, and he anticipates that pass being open. He is a high-level floor general, high IQ guy. You may hear all the time, don't jump to pass. It's mostly a load of nonsense. Don't jump without any clue what you're doing. Don't get caught in the air. But a huge part of opening up the floor for point guards and pick and rolls or attacking the baseline is this ability to jump pass and see the floor better from that higher angle. It's a hugely important skill that guys like Luka do all the time. Again, I like to see a guy that clearly Steve Prohm, first of all, has faith that he can play out of that post-up position, and second of all, keep running this play, and the fact that he just makes the right read. He doesn't try to force things. This time the defense is coming out in a hedge. Again, we're going to string it out, force the nail defender to come over, kick it out, 3-ball. Make the right play. Talked about that jump pass. Again, you see just his solid pace, reading the pick and roll. In this situation, you have to jump because what you're reading is this defender. And he sees this defender come in a little bit to tag on the pick and roll, so then he delivers the pass again to the shooter for 3. He creates a lot of really good looks for his teammates. The one thing he doesn't do tremendously well, admittedly, do not be expecting him to be Damian Lillard or Steph Curry. He is not a super quick twitch, off-the-dribble guy who's going to create his own crazy step-backs and a whole lot of threes for himself. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but again, he makes up for that usually with his vision, with his IQ. Watch as he here comes to a jump stop in the middle and sees again that this back door from the corner is going to be open, delivering a beautiful bounce pass to the cutting player. Again, look how he manipulates the defense here, setting up this ball screen to his right initially, only to cross over at the last second to his left, where the big defender now is on the wrong side, forces the defense to pack in, gets up in the air, and delivers a beautiful skip pass with his right hand to the corner. Again, would have a heck of a lot more assists if guys knock down shots. Speaking of shots, yes, his shooting form is also highly unconventional. It's not a huge asset in his game. It's very bizarre. He almost shoots a set shot, hardly jumping, hardly getting off the floor. So definitely something that needs to be improved a little bit, but his shooting numbers are pretty good and have been pretty good consistently throughout his career. I think certainly the foundation is there. He just needs some tweaking, certainly a little bit of speeding up at the next level. Again, though, he's going to make plays with his changes of pace, with his just IQ, the way he understands the game. If I can beat my man, get an angle on him to the right, force this guy to come in and help a little bit, then I've got the kick. Now he's got a catch and go running layup to his right hand. Again, just making the simple play, not overcomplicating things, coming off the stack type pick and roll, reading the defender, helping off the strong corner, easy corner pocket, 3-ball. Again, I wish there was some way to measure. It's almost like right play percentage. What percentage of the time does the guy just make the right read? His right play percentage, I guarantee you, might be the very best in the draft. He, besides LaMelo Ball, obviously, who does a phenomenal job of that too. Again, fundamentally sound. While the shot's not the most, very creative with things like shot fakes here to give him an angle, and again, sees the help defense come off the strong corner, where he finds, once again, an open corner 3. Look at this one here, playing out of a get action, little handoff. Watch him keep the defender on his back. Little fake to get the big to lift up. Fake the pass to the big, which forces all the help to come in from the weak side. And then he's going to skip the pass over the top with his right hand. Look at that, fine. That's phenomenal. Really, really smart player. Reminds me a little bit Gravis Vasquez, Shaun Livingston, those kind of high IQ point guards. As far as scoring, shooting, does a few things well. Like I said, not going to be an elite scorer, but he's very crafty. Again, this is a Gravis type thing to me. He was a really solid starting level NBA point guard, 6-man NBA point guard. Little hesitation dribble, changes of pace into floaters, shots off the glass, shots where he uses his size as his advantage basically to score over you. Again, putting the ball down, attacking the closeout, using his good size to finish strong at the basket. Again, he's got a lot of creative solutions. The shot, like I mentioned, is a work in progress for sure. It's definitely awkward. It's definitely not going to be a huge, huge weapon, but I think, like Shai, I think he'll be able to knock down at least spot-up jumpers at the next level. He'll need a good deal of speeding up to be able to really knock down threes off the dribble, but the kid definitely seems like a worker, and even though he's a sophomore, only a little bit older than Shai was when he was drafted, still just over 20. And again, the shot goes in most of the time. Despite not getting off the floor really, despite the push shot, he's got a good follow-through, he's got good rotation, he's got a pretty smooth release. This one's encouraging to see too. Off the little chin-type cut, little set play for him to come back off a pin down. That's not an easy play. That's not a play you run for a non-shooter. Steve Prohm obviously knows that he can shoot the ball, and he rewards him there, knocking down the 3-ball. Again, I would expect him first year probably to be, 33, 34% from 3. Don't draft him expecting him to be your 20, 25 point per game scorer, but definitely take him if you need a solid floor general guy who makes his teammates better. Does that on the defensive end as well. High IQ defender. I love this. I put this in just because how many guys in college do you see doing this? A little Kevin Garnett after the whistle. No, you're not seeing the ball go in the basket. Get that out of here. I just like that from a mindset perspective. Playing a little zone. I hate zone, but in the NBA, you'll see some of it. And his length, again, at 6'6", 6'7", with the long arms, allows him to come up with some of those steals. Look at him here, this time in man, doing a good job denying his man, staying with him on the back cut, giving some help from the corner, and then again, getting his hands in the passing lane. He is an active, high-motor defender. He's savvy. He's able to come up with a lot of these poke steals from behind. And then just watch him here. The IQ, again, just understanding the game, feel for the game, sees here that the shot clock's at 3-2. So the only reason he does this and full rotates all the way to the top is because he knows not enough time for this extra pass to be made to his guy. So let me just fly over there and muck it up. Ends up being a shot clock violation. Watch him here. The casuals you won't see all that much here, but if you understand help defensive principles, you know he's doing a great job. He's away and towards the ball. He's on the help line. He's active. He's seeing man and ball. He's in a good stance. He turns around and hits his man with a block out. He just does the little things. Again, very fundamental, very high IQ, good understanding. Not the quickest guy in the world laterally. Reminds me a little bit of Otto Porter in our DC days in terms of being a pretty long, slower type who's not going to be an elite defender. So he will occasionally get blown by for sure. Doesn't have the best footwork in the world, but he's going to make up for it again with hustle, with good understanding, with being in the right spots like he is again here on the weak side, in the weak side corners. He's going to pull in on the penetration and get a hand on the ball on the kick out. And then how about this? You say I can't shoot? All right, how about that off the dribble? Not too shabby. Again, Tyrese Haliburton, solid player. I think warrants a top 5 or 6 pick. Don't be expecting a Hall of Famer, but can he be a guy that can make a couple All-Star games in his career? Can he be at least a solid starting point guard for a long time? I think so. Thanks for watching. Make sure you thumb up, subscribe, and check out all the other draft videos I've done to this point.